Good evening everyone. Ako na po ni Mary Benigno. Pero ingon akong banda nga ilisan doon ako ang name. So, Merry Go Round. Yes, today is Friday night here in Canada. It's 10:18 p.m. here in Newfoundland and Labrador, and current weather temperature is 1 degree. But diri sa sulod dili ra kay siya tugnaw, so carry ra kayo, dili mo mabatian unless magawas guro ka dito ka mangurog. I'm gonna share to you how I found my job here in Canada. Yeah, so again, it's almost the same with how I found my job in Singapore. The only difference is that the websites where I applied here in Canada, they have their official job site, that is jobbank.ca, jobbank.ca. So that is their official job site. Through Job Bank, you can send out applications. In my case, I submitted applications, I think around 20 applications every day. I made sure to submit. That was my target, to send out 20 applications every day. I think I did it for 2 months. Dayon, when I saw and I felt like I've finished all the job hiring in Job Bank, then I stopped sending my applications. So within 2 months, another site is Indeed. I also used this app when I applied for Singapore. I just used the filter button to look for the position for early childhood educator, because that is the equivalent for preschool teacher here in Canada. The Indeed app, I also sent out 20 applications every day, 20 or more. It cannot be less than 20. It should be more than 20 a day, but it's gonna be worth it. I received invitation for interview, I think 3 times. First was for Ontario. The interview was for a school in Ontario. However, they will just give me work permit, so it's like Lamia. And then another offer came at British Columbia. It's also the same. It's also a Lamia, or it's also a work permit, and it might take time for me to actually get my family as permanent residents. The last offer was the school which I chose here in Newfoundland and Labrador. I chose it because it's a PR pathway. It's not for a work permit. Unlike other offers, because their offer was just for work permit. So here, it's a permanent residency pathway. It's the Atlantic Immigration Program. Kung nakita ninyo ang akong post, I posted there that I came in here through this pathway. This pathway is employer driven, so you have to look for an employer willing to sponsor you for permanent residency, not just you, but your family as well. Family, your spouse, and your children under age of 21, I think. Yeah, so it depends on your choice. Which would you prefer? Are you coming here just to work, or are you coming here to settle? Like for me, my purpose was to settle here in Canada, so I chose the PR pathway. But if for you, you just want to come here to work for a few years and go back to the Philippines, then you can also go for work permit pathway or the Lamia pathway. The application can be tedious. because it's not really easy to find an employer from outside Canada, especially if we're coming from the Philippines. It's because there are a lot of requirements in the Philippines before we can leave the country as overseas Filipino workers. And most of the Canadian employers are in a rush to bring over foreign talents. The processing alone here in Canada can take months, 1 month, 2 months. We're not sure about it. It depends on the visa officer. Plus another 2 to 3 months to process POLO and overseas employment certificate in the Philippines. We are really blessed if we find an employer willing to wait, willing to sponsor us and our family. Yeah, and some of you might be asking about my agency, but I'm just so grateful to say that I didn't have any agency. I did it all by myself and my husband's help, with my daughter's help as well. Okay, when you get an agent or you ask help from the agency, it's not that cheap. You have to prepare thousands of pesos, and we cannot afford to pay for it because the processing alone, the processing fees, the securing of documents is already a very huge amount, plus proof of funds. So, plus a plane ticket to come here is already very costly, plus the agent fee. Maybe for you, if you have extra budget and you're not confident of doing the process all by yourself, then you can seek help from an agent or from consultants. But you just need to make sure that you're dealing with legit consultants, because there are a lot of scams here pretending to be agents or consultants of certain firm, but actually they aren't. Murag lahi na siya. Yun na siya about sa kanya. So when we submit our application, everything should be intact. Sorry na lahi na ko. Kay dapat sa how I found job in Canada, Canada, diba? Yeah. So to wrap up everything, it's the job, I use the website jobbank.ca. Again, it's jobbank.ca, and Indeed. Indeed is an app that you can install. It's INDEED. I got my job there in Indeed, and here I am now. It's all because of Him and because of our faith that He will give it to us. We claimed it, and now I am here and praying. We know soonest my family will be coming over. And then we will settle and continue to help other relatives. That's our plan. I'll help my relatives, he'll help his relatives or friends or whoever. Just spread the blessings. Pay it forward. That would be all. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.